Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. It's Lori. I hope you're having a good day today. So it is Thursday morning when I'm filming this. This is just kind of like a extra video, I guess, if you will. I've just been doing a lot of thinking here lately, and I was completely undecided and really couldn't make up a mind if this was a video I even wanted to record, much less record and publish. But I think I have finally figured out at the ripe old age of 49 that perhaps this is my calling. This is something I was led by the Lord to do. It's taken me a really long time, like I said, to figure that out. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. I just felt compelled to. I will warn you, you may want to not have your children present or within a listening ear during this video. I will be talking about a couple of pretty serious topics, I guess, and one is child abuse. I will be touching a little bit on my own abuse that I suffered as a child, and don't worry, I will not get into specifics and details, because to be quite honest with you, I don't think that you guys would be able to stomach it or handle it, if you will, because it was, it was pretty bad. I will be talking about my journey and my road to faith, my road to finding God. I am, fairly new to the Christian life. But yeah, I think I've finally figured some stuff out. I'm still trying to figure a lot of stuff out, so don't get me wrong there. But I think my calling, I have finally found out, is to be an advocate for abused children. This is something that I've struggled with my whole life, and I can tell you that, I have firsthand experience as to how childhood abuse can, affect you pretty much your entire life. I believe it helps shape and mold who you are and who you become. For me, I know that I have made a lot of mistakes, throughout my life, and bad decisions, if you will, and, things of that nature, and, dealing with my abuse as a child, which was physical and mental at the hands of my father. It really can affect you. It affects your, self-esteem when you're, earliest childhood memories till, my abuse continued until I was 13. Pretty much being told that you're nothing and you'll never amount to anything and you'll never have anything. And, for that many years and that young of a child and being that impressionable, those kinds of things stick with you. So again, I've struggled my whole life to try to navigate life, from being an abused child and the effect that, that had on me. And again, like I said, I will probably ramble, guys, so y'all will have to forgive me a little bit, but and if I backtrack, please just overlook me. But yeah, I was mentally and physically abused as a child by the hands of my father. I am not here to bash my father in any way. I forgave him. He did pass away when I was 15. I sincerely hope deep in my heart that he got right with the Lord before he passed, and I do hope he is in heaven. That is my hope for him. You guys, okay, so I'm going to do my best to keep it together, but y'all just might have to overlook me a little bit. My new camera's set up. I don't know how to pause it, so I don't even know if that's possible on the webcam, so y'all just have to pray for me and help me through this. So, but yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Here recently, actually, August, September of last year, I was really struggling. I told you guys about, my health issues, and that I was just in pain every day, and, it really got me down and depressed, and I was in a really dark place. And, I think when you're, already down and out like that, that's when, the devil jumps in and just tries to take it to that next level. And he did do that because I really started struggling with understanding why the abuse happened, and why it was allowed to continue, and just a lot of things on that end I was really struggling with. So I did start going to church. I found this wonderful and amazing church called Cornerstone Assembly. And it's actually in the town that I work in, not the town that I live in. But, everyone there is amazing. They have been from day one. Pastor Steve is amazing, but Pastor Clay is the executive pastor, and Pastor Clay and I actually have a history together. I work for a major grocery chain, and in 2007, whenever they opened it in the town that I live in, Jefferson, is when I started working there. And this little Clay, Pastor Clay, at 15, 16 years old, was actually a little bagger for us. So that's how him and I met. And at the time, he was doing Christian rap music, and I actually still have that CD around here somewhere. It would be exciting to find that and play it for the congregation. I don't know if he's ever let them hear that, but yeah, he was doing Christian rap music. So just a sweet, sweet boy. He is actually a year or so younger than my youngest daughter, Veronica. But he is the executive pastor at my church. And like I said, it didn't hurt that I knew him. And him and his girlfriend was coming in, the grocery store where I work, and we were seeing and each other and just, talking, because he's an absolute sweetheart anyway. And, I guess as an adult, when you have, your department at work and it's all these small children, I, tend to be a mother hen and take them all under my wing and try to take care of them. But at the same time, trying to teach them responsibility and what all comes with having their first job and things of that nature. But yeah, he was a little courtesy clerk, so it didn't hurt at all that he was there. But yeah, starting going there and trying to learn about the Lord. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've always believed in God, and I believe there's heaven and hell, and I believe that, I've always believed that we have angels looking over us and all that, but I really didn't know God. I believe He existed, but I didn't know Him, and I certainly didn't have a personal relationship with Him. But the first day I went to church, I did get saved. And from then on, I have really tried. Like I said, it's really recent. It was just August, September of last year. Trying to learn more about the Lord. And, I did have a little meeting with Pastor Steve and Pastor Clay and told them a little bit about my story, which was very, very difficult for me because, my child abuse is not something that, I really tell a lot of people. Or I may tell them, like I'm telling you guys that, I was abused as a child, but, not specifics and details. But during that meeting, I did go into, specifics and details, and, there was lots of crying and lots of boo-hooing and, all this stuff, just because I was really struggling at the time to understand why, and I still don't quite feel good saying this, but I did, tell them I just didn't understand why, if, this God they all speak about was so, wonderful and almighty and could work miracles and do all these things, why that, the why. Something a lot of us struggle with, why. Why did He allow it to continue? If He's so great and He's so awesome, why did these things happen? I even remember being, just one story, and this is the only one I'm going to tell you guys about Pacific, but, being a 6-year-old little girl, and, I told you guys I grew up on a farm, and we were down by the creek, and the fence was down, and, just all this, and it was an electric fence, and, we would unplug it when we had to go and fix something, and we would get out of sight, and Dad would plug it back up. That way when we touched it, of course, we would get shocked. So, I wasn't about to touch that fence. Well, it was down across the creek, and, me at 6 years old not understanding how electricity and water works, which I know now, the fence was down in the water, and the next thing I knew, Dad was there, and, he was yelling at me to pick up the wire and fix it, and we're both standing in the creek, and I'm like, no, it's going to shock me, I don't want to, and, he just grabbed me by the hair of my head and started, holding my face up under the water, and I'm 6 years old. And I begged God that day to just let Him kill me so that my suffering would end. That is my first memory of ever praying to God, and that's what I prayed for, was death. So yeah, it's a lot to stomach, and of course God didn't answer that prayer. So I guess I have spent the rest of my life trying to figure out why He didn't. But maybe we're not supposed to know the why. Maybe we are. I don't know. I just think on my journey of faith and, my relationship with God, I think I finally figured out that perhaps my calling is to be an advocate for abused children. Because, I do know, y'all have to forgive me, but I do know firsthand the lifelong effects that child abuse can have on a person. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I really wouldn't. It's just, it's something that still happens today. I know it's more talked about today. I know we have advocates for children and, all these things. But, in my time, this was in the early 70s, and it just wasn't talked about. It was a family issue. It was a family problem. Police didn't want to hear about it. It just wasn't talked about. No one intervened. No one was going to get, involved in family issues and things of that nature. But today we certainly live in a different time. And I think throughout, just life or whatever in the systems, hopefully, which I'm not sure, whatever, but hopefully they have, realized as well the lifelong effects that child abuse can have on a child. It can pretty much follow you your whole life. So yeah, I really do believe, that through my relationship with God and, getting to know Him and, praying really hard, trying to look for His signs and know what His signs are, and having Him lead the way, I do believe that my calling is to be an advocate for abused children. So what I would like to do now, and I'm fixing to wrap this up and not go on and on, the last thing I want to do is, make any of you uncomfortable or upset you in any way. But what I would like to ask is that you all too be advocate for abused children. Because it's happening. It's happening out there as we speak. If you're a teacher, please keep your eye out. In my day, no teacher intervened, and I think the signs were there, but no one intervened. No one ever asked, hey, is everything okay at home? Is anything going on? So if you're a teacher or a coach or, just whatever, please ask those questions. And save these kids from what they're going through. And maybe get them out of their situation a little bit quicker. So that they won't have, 49 years of pain and anguish over something that they pretty much have no control over. And like I said, I really didn't start sharing my story until, I was 48 years old. So, you can't expect kids to just come and tell you what is happening. But, in your church, in your school, at your soccer games, at, whatever. I'm not telling you to get, real deep in people's business, but just look for the signs. And if you can help one child, sorry guys. If you guys can help me help one child, then my abuse would have been worth it. So we're going to close with that because, yeah. I mean, it's still hard. I'm not going to say it's not hard. And I pray on it every day that God will give me the strength to be an advocate for children, and to do what's best for them, and just save them from a life of misery, and a life of pain, trying to deal with things that are happening. So that's just what I would like to ask from you guys, is just be an advocate for children. I want to thank you all for your support. And again, my intentions were not to upset anyone or, destroy anyone's day. Please don't let this video do this. But the last couple of days I've really been listening to, scripture and, just thinking about things. And I think that's when I had the revelation that this is my calling. I'm going to be speaking to people in my life, not on the YouTube or social media places, but even people in my own life that I come in contact with, every day, just to, be aware, keep an eye out, and if you suspect abuse, please say something. Find somebody to say something to. I'm sure you can do it anonymously, but let's just not let this continue. Let's let kids be happy, because I know right now in my life there is no better enjoyment in my life than the laughter of my grandchildren, and seeing the smiles on their faces, and knowing that they're having a good childhood. They're happy, they play. Those are things that I never remember playing. I never remember being happy as a child. I see photos that people have of me as a child, and I'm smiling in the photo, and for the life of me, I cannot remember that day. Easter, holding my Easter basket, smiling. I do not remember that day. I do not remember being happy. Perhaps only smiled just for the picture. But I have no happy memories as a child. And all I want for children is to be happy, to be able to remember those memories, to have those happy memories. And right now in my life, that's where my joy comes from, and seeing that from my grandchildren. And my daughters are such wonderful mothers. I can't say it enough. What amazing mothers they are. Their children are happy and they're healthy, and they laugh and they play, but they're disciplined when they need to be. And it's just amazing to see that my children are raising their children the way a lot of children should be raised, because they're happy and they're healthy. I'm not saying they're doing it better than anyone else, so please don't think I'm saying that, but their children are happy and they're healthy. And that's what a childhood should be, is to have those memories. And it just fills my heart and warms my heart to know that my grandchildren will have those memories of their childhood. And of course, I do every single thing that I can to, have a part in that by doing silly things and this, that, and the other. I took two of them out dancing in the rain one day. I just ran out in the rain. It's pouring down raining, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy, and they're on the porch, and I'm like, no, you guys come on, we're playing in the rain. It's memories like those that I want them to have, not the childhood memories that I have and that I have to carry every day. But I want to thank the Lord, because it's by His grace and my relationship with Him that I'm able to move forward. And it is a struggle sometimes. The devil just puts those thoughts in there, and but I'm going to resist, and I'm going to hold tight to the Lord. So I'm going to finish now, guys. I'm just rambling. But yeah, just please be an advocate for children in your neighborhood and in your community. I would really appreciate it, and I know they would appreciate it. So I want to thank you all for your support of my channel. Please continue to pray for me as I navigate this journey through life in my relationship with the Lord. And I love you guys more than you'll ever know. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.